the Jamaican cooking journey, I'll be sharing with you how I make a different porridge that I've never shared with you before. But I just want to pause here to say special thanks to my patrons that have been making my page possible. If you would like to be a part of my Patreon family, click on the link in the description and join us over right on that platform. Our post notification shoutouts today goes right up there. I'm going to be sharing with you how to make some pumpkin porridge. Okay, so I have right here, this is probably about 2.5 to 3 cups of frozen cut pumpkin. It was peeled, cut, and it is frozen. Inside here I have 1 medium green plantain that I have chopped also, because we are going to be using the green plantain as the binder. So what I'm going to be doing right now, I am going to be like chopping up my plantain, because the plantain is harder than the pumpkin. So I want to get the plantain at a point where it can just mesh with the pumpkin. So let's chop it. Just for a short time. And this is what we have. I want you to see what we have. So you chop it so you see it has this rough look. Yeah. So it's at the point now where I'm going to be adding my pumpkin. And please bear with me because I have a default blender. Why? I don't know. Frozen pumpkin, and I'm going to be putting, I think I'll be putting in all of this. Frozen pumpkin, in diced frozen pumpkin, 1¼ teaspoon of cinnamon powder and some freshly grated nutmeg. I've always been using like cinnamon leaves and sticks, but I chose to use this today to show you. So what we're going to be doing, I'm going to be putting just a little bit of salt, not maybe all. I'm going to put in about ½ teaspoon of salt just to get things going together. I'm going to be putting it on the liquefied form. So we have our hot water here, our water here coming to a boil. Remember, this pumpkin is not cooked, it was just frozen. You want to get a smooth, so you're gonna blend until you have this smooth texture. Remember also that pumpkin is something that is a bit frothy. Also, the plantain can be a bit frothy. I'm gonna crank my heat up, and as all porridges I do, I always try to, meanwhile I'm putting in the mixture slowly, I'm pouring it in that hot water. Try just to make sure you don't pour too, you just stir as you go along, and make sure that everything is being incorporated in your hot water. This is a cold mixture going down into hot water, so you want to pause a bit and bring everything in. You want a smooth mixture. Now this porridge won't take long to cook because pumpkin is like not hard to cook. You see? So as soon as you put a certain amount, you make sure you stir until you have it smooth. I'm going to continue pouring this in, and when I return, I'll just be adding my coconut milk, and I'll tell you why I'm adding my coconut milk at this point. Okay, now, so I've been stirring. So this is very tricky. The pumpkin is very tricky. It might look that it's not taking on body, but it is. So you have to be very careful with it. You see? So I'm gonna hit it now with about ½ teaspoon of yellow almond. You don't want to go too much. I'm using yellow almond as opposed to vanilla. Okay? So as you see, you can't see the thickness of it while stirring. You won't feel it. You won't get it. But when you go like this, you will get it. So what I'm going to be doing now, I'm going to be pouring in about, let me mix up my milk. So you see it's getting thick. You see that thickness? So I'm going to be pouring in about ½ cup of coconut milk. You could use your milk of choice. That is more than ½ cup though. And it's going to turn it a little lighter. You know the coconut milk. So you see that? Yeah. So you're going to gently stir it. I have my nutmeg in already. I might just want a little extra salt, but as I go along, I will check for that. So let us get our coconut milk incorporated. So you see that? As the coconut milk cooks, the pumpkin and the green plantain will continue to thicken it because it's still in there. A ripe plantain would be very, very, very good right here. So let me show you once more. So you see that? Because what is going to happen, it is going to be just like sticking to the bottom, so you can't give it any time. What is supposed to give it the thickening is going to be at the bottom, so you got to be stirring very gently, you know, very gently, not too much of a loose stirring. So we're going to give that probably about 7 to 8 minutes. Coming along every now and then to just, you see that? You see this? Okay. And just to scrape around and to keep the consistency whilst this coconut milk cooks. You see that nice, rich, creamy look, and you know the flavor of the coconut milk. Make sure, because the plantain has a way of sticking to the bottom because it has so much of a high level of gluten in it, and you know it will stick there with the pumpkin, so you have to get them, mix them up. You know pumpkin has a little starch, so you just gotta, don't think that it's not thickening, just stir and it will continue to get thick. When you see me next, our porridge will be ready. So I am about to sweeten. I've removed my porridge from the heat and it is about a few seconds now, so I want to show you. I've added a little extra salt. Everything was in there, all my spices, and you'll see how it looks. Now this is one porridge you don't want to be playing around with. It will easily get watery on you, even though the plantain is there. But remember that pumpkin has an underlying amount of water in it, you know. So if you're somebody that you're not into sugar, I tasted it, I've just spiced it up, put a little salt, and it will take a little more than the regular, you know, a little more than your regular porridge salt, because the pumpkin is watering. So I am going to be putting in this amount of sugar. If you're not for sugar, you don't need sugar. You can use your sweetener of choice. Remember to remove it from the heat, and I'm going to be gently stirring around my porridge. You can put your flaxseed in there if you want to. Yes, flaxseed would be good in this. You could have blended your flaxseed in it, and I'm going to be gently stirring it around. And when you see me next, I'll have some all plated for you. Time for plating. So, you know, I always strive to see you. So from my kitchen to yours, from my Jamaican kitchen to your family table, to your plate, and most of all to your stomach, it is just pumpkin porridge. And I use some green plantain to just keep that body. If you want to get it thicker, you might just want to use something else or use some more plantain. Let me clean this plate. So here you have it, your very own pumpkin porridge. Thanks for loving, thanks for supporting. Please do enjoy. Now what I want to say to you, as it gets cooler, or as it cools down, it is going to be thickened. You could add your extra milk, you could add your cream, you could add what you want to add. You could put some oats, you could take it and make it your own. This is my basic pumpkin porridge recipe. Remember to make sure you're thumbsing up my videos. Remember to make sure that you're subscribed. Press that notification bell. Remember to press the option that says all. Leave me a comment below and I'll catch you with another video.